Good evening, sports fans, and we welcome you to South Lyon East High School. It is October 19th, 2018. It is week 9, though, and it is a playoff-like atmosphere here at South Lyon East High School. The Battle of South Lyon, as the Lions come in 8-0, undefeated on the year, taking on crosstown rival South Lyon East Cougars, who come in 5-3 and desperately need a win to clinch and punch their ticket to the MHSAA playoffs. Brian, what can you say about the atmosphere here so far?
Oh, it's electric. East beat us last year at our place. We come down here. They had a good start to the year. We've got some common victories from each other, so if you want to try to benchmark how we did against Northern or Walled Lake Western or any of those, but in this kind of a game, you just throw all that out the window, and it's whoever comes in and makes the least amount of mistakes and gives up the least amount of big plays.
I couldn't agree with you more. I know it sounds simple, but we do got a little bit of weather. It's overcast and a light rain. I'd say definitely low 60s, maybe upper 50s. Mr. Paul Zarati joining us. I know you're running on fumes, buddy, but I think the game will pick you up a little bit.
Not a problem.
How are you feeling? What are you thinking about tonight's game?
Well, like you said, first of all, the whole area is electric. It just feels different, too. I mean, coming into this game, and I've been around, fortunately, for every game so far between East and South Lyon East, and but this one feels a little bit different. Both teams are clicking. Even though East got 3 losses, 2 of those losses they beat themselves. People are making a big deal about Kaminsky being out at quarterback, but this sophomore that they got playing, he started last year for varsity as a freshman. So they're not going to see a lot of drop-off there, I don't think. I think it's going to be, it's one of those games, it's a rivalry game, so turnovers are going to be a key. Who's going to land the first punch? A lot of emotion out there. I'm excited. I won't fall asleep, Dan.
I know you won't, buddy. Me and Brian won't let you. But I had just a couple game notes that you might want to pay attention to as we go through. Only 3 times since 1950 have the Lions went undefeated in the regular season, 1991, 1995, and 1996. If the Lions win tonight, they will join that elite company. This has been a rivalry since 2008. East won for the first time last year in a 34-27 game. So South Lyon leads the series 9-1 overall. I think we're going to see a tight game tonight. A lot of the senior favorite moments for them on senior night have been beating South Lyon last year. A little bit of poking the bear with that one here tonight. East must win to clinch an auto bid for next week, but they could get in as an at-large bid at 5-4. If they go on to lose tonight, you'll want to tune in Sunday to Fox Sports Detroit. They'll have the playoff selection show. East will be watching as a bubble team if they lose. If they win, they're in. Just some other background on East. 2012, they went 5-4. They made the playoffs that year, losing in the first round. Last year, they went 4-5, and right now they sit at 5-3 and a chance for the most regular season wins in program history.
Well, yeah, they got a really good season. The best season that they've ever had here, and I know the seniors want to go out that way. Wherever you're at, you want to go out on a win. And East is a good team. They're well coached. They got some good young kids on that team, and their offensive line did a pretty darn good job against the behemoths from Western. Although they lost, they only gave up 2 touchdowns. So we have to watch that. And their defense is strong, is really strong. They started out, I think, 2 shutouts in a row. So that'll be something that the offensive side of the South Lyon is going to have to really pay attention. And it's going to be who adjusts the best.
Andrew Liskey.
No, I agree. At the end of the game, these kids are all friends, but it's week 9. It's South Lyon East. Tighten the chin strap a little extra tight tonight because the hits are going to be coming. We got about 20 minutes to kick off. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in a moment.
Cougar fans, get on your feet and get ready to greet.
South Lyon will receive the opening kickoff. Deep to return for the Lions. Number 2, Michael Dancer. Number 4 to kick off, Hunter Williams for the Cougars, and it's a good one. Michael will field it at the 4. Comes to the near side. He'll be tackled at the 20. Looks like number 28 possibly. 26, Brian.
Donovan Wright. Tackle. Junior running back linebacker.
Dancer with the opening return to get us started here. The Lions will start just inside their own 20-yard line. We are at South Lyon East High School on October 19th, 2018. This is your first time joining us out here. This facility was opened in 2007. Fracassi going to go rolling to the far side, has a man. Is that Haddock?
That's Haddock. Yep, James Haddock.
Had a nice option there, probably a little run pass option.
Number 9, James Haddock.
Logan Soriano was on the tackle there.
Thank you, Brian.
Great play. Connor Fracassi just ran that out long enough and extended the play, gave Haddock a chance to get open, and great gain.
Yeah, good play call to open it up, had a couple options. Lions will have a first down at their 36-yard line. Out of the gun. Give is to Ian Goings. Goings has a lane. He's going to be cut down at about the 43 by number 7.
Richard Ray.
Solid open field tackle there.
That was, yeah.
Number 7, Richard Ray. 2nd and 4 for the Lions.
We are just underway here at South Lyon East High School, 11:27 and counting first quarter. Alongside Brian McPhee, Paul Zarati, and Matt Boyer on camera, I'm Dan Pelchat. We thank you very much for joining us in this Week 9 matchup brought to you by LVCsports.com. Lions will go trips to the near side. Ronnie Menard in motion, and the give is to Ian Goings. Goings will have enough for the first down before he's knocked out of bounds. Looked like number 2.
It's Jonathan Carter on the defense for East, knocking him out of bounds. Nice play there. He had Ronnie Menard leading the blocking, and Goins done a great job of following his blockers.
It was a similar play call there, and pulling guard Ryan Jarl getting out front, sealed that end 2 times, letting Ian with his speed get around the outside.
Lions have moved the ball 25 yards in just under a minute. Fracassi gives to Goings. Goings will get across to midfield and have a Lion first down.
A lot of extra effort there by Ian. You can see why he was elected the Player of the Week in the Channel 7 polling. It's great to see that recognition for the young man.
Yeah, it is. Really, I mean, like you guys do a great job of this, mentioning it throughout the season, but that's really a credit to the whole offense and the offensive line. And Ian really is able to take advantage of the opportunities that they can create for him.
He'd be the first one to thank his lineman and tell him he couldn't do it without him.
Give is to Brendan Locke, and he's going to lose his feet. And a nice credit number 8 with that.
Yeah, Logan Soriano again.
Brendan definitely has a bum wheel after that. And he kind of fell awkwardly when he got tackled. Yeah, he's going to be down. We'll step out for a quick injury timeout. 10:09 to play first quarter. We're scoreless here at South Lyon East High School. Well, Brendan Locke certainly would be questionable to return. He had to be helped off the field there with what looks to be a knee or ankle. Lions facing a second down and long now. Ian Goings able to bounce it to the outside. He'll get cut down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage as well.
And that's Mr. Soriano again. Just going sideline to sideline. Heck of a linebacker there for East.
It's early in this game, but I've been very impressed with his lateral movements out there in the defensive side of the ball. He has got a head for the football, certainly.
Bringing them off.
Third down and long for the Lions. They're looking at about 3rd and 15. They need to get to the East 40 for a first. 9:25 and counting to play in this first quarter. South Lyon Lions with their first possession. Play action. Fracassi. Now under pressure, and he will just eat it. Looks like number 58. Sorry, Brian.
We'll see if we can get your name there.
I don't have a 58 on mine.
Cassie is caught in the backfield.
Might have been 56. Yep. Helfrich. Yep.
Nick Helfrich.
Well, a nice stand there by the Cougar defense after the injury to Brendan Locke, and now the Lions will line up in punt formation.
And Brendan's normally back there as one of our punters, along with Ronnie Menard back there, yeah.
So Menard back to punt. It looks like number 11 deep to return for the Cougars. Takes a Lion bounce inside the 20. And it'll be downed there with 8:14 to play first quarter. We're still tied at 0, and the South Lyon East Cougars will get their first crack at offense. Pass is deep and incomplete. Sorry, quarterback there is number 3, Aiden Oliver.
Jonathan Carter was back there, the intended receiver, and he just got away from Jake Newman a little bit, but the ball was just out of his reach.
Like you said, Dan, that's Aiden Oliver back there, quarterback, a sophomore. Got some experience, like we said at the top of the show. Started as a freshman last year.
Well, and that's important. I mean, is terrible as it is that they don't have Kamensky going, and then more so just for him. You know, you play all season, you want to be able to play in your rivalry game, but at least the kid plugging in at quarterback has some experience.
Right, the ball carrier.
26, carrying it.
That's right, Donovan.
Number 64.
Donovan Wright. Yep.
Gassner.
Pickup of about 5, we'll call it. It's 3rd and a long 5. They've got to get to, I'd say, the 28 for a first down here.
Michael Gassner in on the tackle there.
Third down and 5 for the Cougars. Out of the gun, fires to the flats, has a man. He's going to have a first down to the 29-yard line. Number 2, Jonathan Carter.
This is complete to number 2.
Yeah, Dancer was playing off him a little bit and came up, made a sure tackle to stop him there, but Carter ran the route just right past the sticks, and not much you can do on that one.
No, very fundamentally sound route. He was open, the quarterback found him, and the Cougars will have a first down just on the other side of the 28-yard line, right where they needed to get. High formation for the Cougars. Give to the deep back. He will be met by Jack Schaefer and crew Jesse Powell in there as well.
Brought down by number 20, Jack Mifsud.
Yeah, it's good to see
Second and 9.
Jack Schaefer back there in the lineup. I know he didn't want to miss this game, but so far so good.
Really quickly, while we have a minute, we'd like to congratulate the freshman team on a great season, going 8-1, and also congratulate our JV team. They went 5-4 this year. Looking forward to those guys moving up, and we don't rebuild, we reload.
Yeah, the JV season is always tough because you got a couple of guys up on the varsity that would be playing with you. They had a really good year this year.
We'll continue that after this play. Pass complete to the near sideline. Newman comes in with the hammer and knocks down Jonathan Carter after he picks up about 6 or 7. But no, you're right, Brian. And the more important thing at the freshman and JV level is, and we all want to win, but you're learning the game. You're prepping yourself for your 2 years on varsity, and it seems to me like we've got a good process like that going on over at South Lyon with our freshman and JV teams.
Yeah. in that last play, it looked like the defensive line put a pretty good chase on Oliver there. But he's still an athletic kid, as Paul was saying earlier, and got the pass off.
3rd down and 4. Cougars need to get to the 40-yard line. And they will. Another great route right to the sticks.
Yeah, this is one of the side stories, right? These great routes. The receivers coach over at East is Tom Bodell, whose kids went to South Lyon. Tom was a big South Lyon Lions fan for many years. Now over here coaching at East, ex-Michigan State receiver. So he knows what he's talking about. And you can tell these receivers are finding that gap. Where are they going to settle down and get open? And Oliver's finding them.
Well, that's a great point, Paul. And at least early on, they're making sure those routes are past the sticks. Even if they got to come back to the ball, they've got enough of a chunk of extra yardage there that they can do that and still get the first down. Maryland I here, you don't see that every week. Give to the deep back, not much doing. Looks like Jack Schaefer in there with a couple other.
Jake Newman else will crash from the corner position, so with the lineup all tight like that, he had no one to cover or nothing but to crash down the line and made a good stop.
I would think that that's not a guy you want running around unaccounted for on the defensive side of the ball. So
no.
I
haven't seen that power eye in forever, right? And I'm old.
I know, I kind of impressed myself knowing the term of it.
Yeah.
2nd down and long. East has converted on 2 3rd downs, and they'll come back out in the Maryland I. Double tight. And they're able to pound it up the middle for 3 or 4 yards. Number 26, that is Donovan Wright.
Number 26, Wright, the ball carrier.
We talked about coaching at the top of the game, and that East is a well-coached team now, and you can tell that, right? Their running backs, they hit that line running, and you can tell the blocking schemes are guys from the outside, and the lines are getting in on the outside, but by the time they're there, that back's already through the hole.
Well, this is about, give or take, a yard, where East has been the last 2 3rd downs, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. Now they're looking at 3rd and 6. I think the corner's got to be ready for that flat route or the possible quick little sideline comeback route here out of the gun. Fires, he's got the running back out of the backfield on the angle route, and nobody home.
Yeah, he went completely unaccounted for. So when counting your receivers, somebody missed their assignment on that one, and he was wide open. We had a good rush on him, but when you're wide open like that, it's an easy first down.
No, it wasn't. I've got to imagine, when you're under pressure, even if you're under pressure like that, your immediate check down is going to be to that tailback route, and he was, like you said, completely unaccounted for. Great play call, and the Cougars are now into Lion territory. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Lion 41-yard line. 2:25 and counting to play in this first quarter. We are scoreless here on October 19th, 2018, Week 9 of the Michigan High School Athletic Association football season. Not a lot there. Looked like he may have opened up the wrong way or something.
Yeah, a little mix-up there. It was number 64, Gassner, in again, grabbing a hold and pulling the running back backwards.
Broken play.
Well, the weather didn't quite play out like everyone probably would have liked for tonight, but I got to tell you, it's a full house here at the corner of Johns Road and 10 Mile here at South Lyon East High School. Both student sections are represented extremely well, but I would tell you there's a good chance we'll pick up some of the chants and stuff later going back and forth. South Lyon East out of the I formation. Give us to the deep back, and the Lions are there.
Justin Powell from his left end position. Great job squaring up on the back and making sure he wasn't going to slip away.
Brought down by number 30, Powell.
Yeah, Jesse, he read that one perfectly and came in completely untouched. They actually doing East a favor, putting the ball right back on the line of scrimmage because that was a tackle for loss.
Well, the Cougars haven't had to deal with a third and this long yet. They'll face a 3rd and 11. They need to get to the Lion 30 for a first. Cougars out of the gun. Twins to each side. Aiden Oliver back to pass. Steps up. He's got some room. And he is going to gash the defense for a first down to the Lion 23-yard line.
He's going to run the 22-yard line. Cougar first down.
Good heads-up play by Oliver there. You know, he looked up, he saw that opening, and he committed to it.
Immediately. Absolutely. In fact, I was on the fence on whether or not that was a design play. I don't think it was. I think he just saw it, like you said, Paul. He's like, it's there for the taking. I'm going. That could be the final play of the quarter, and it will be. So your score at the end of 1, the South Lyon Lions 0, the South Lyon East Cougars 0, but the Cougars are on the move here at the start of the second quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
South Lyon East sold pink out shirt.
Missed what happened there. Did he just go with the quarterback sneak? Okay.
Brought down by number 7, Comoris, and 70, Taylor.
Mitch Comoris in on the tackle.
7 for the Cougars.
Cougars knocking on the door of the red zone here. An impressive first drive for them. Converting 3 or 4 third down conversions on the drive.
The Lions need to come up with a stop here for their own confidence and figure out what the East is doing.
East with a single back. Has time. Throws to the end zone. Too much on it. And the officials were kind of letting him go there. I have no problem with that.
Is incomplete.
Isaac Noe back on the coverage.
Intended for Sean Clary.
Yeah, Sean Clary's had a good year this year as a receiver.
7 for the Cougars.
Lions.
Saw the jersey pull.
Yes, I
mean, how
did.
You can't call that.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. Let's just see how they call it throughout the game. If they're going to let him get away with that, that's all right. You just, it's got to go both ways. And Noe will pick up on that too. If there's a little bit of hand jostling back and forth that's going to be allowed to play in this type of weather, you got to take advantage of it.
Yes, and again, I agree with you in that if it's fair both ways, have at it. We'll play with those rules.
That ball was thrown a little bit deep too.
Yeah.
Even if that didn't happen, I'm not sure that was going to be catchable.
That's a great point, Paul. You're right. Sometimes you just let it go because it didn't matter on the outcome of the play. So we'll have to see how that goes. East out of the gun, rolls to the near side, under pressure. Dancer able to get a hand on it, and Mitch Comoris able to finish him off.
And Dancer got his hand up on the quarterback's arm and kept that ball from getting anywhere.
Good pursuit by the Lions there, but that's the second play in a row when they blitz Comoris, and they're picking it up and they're giving him time to throw. So you got to stay after it.
I am very impressed by the East offense and how they've been able to adapt by losing one of their best players, and the quarterback, number 3, Aiden Oliver. You wouldn't be able to tell me that he's a sophomore out there.
It's Dominic Angelisanto in for the kick.
I do know that name. 37-yarder. He's got the leg and a little extra. And the Cougars draw first blood with a big 37-yard field goal. And I'll tell you what, that bad boy was good from 40.
Yeah, he's got a heck of a leg on that kid.
Yes.
Well, the Lions did come up with a stop there finally, and hopefully they can get this offense dialed in and have the right defense out there, make sure the guys know who they got to cover, because a couple of misassignments out there and really kept those drives alive.
Please go online.
And, it's hard to question an 8-0 team, but you wonder why you're not pressing on those 3rd and 4s.
I got to imagine we're going to see some adjustments on that as they've been able to do that all year. And it's tough for us too. We come in, we've heard a lot of good things about East. Obviously, we all live and work in the community, but maybe I still was underestimating them a little bit on the offensive side of things. I was really impressed by that drive.
They did a good job of mixing it up. We saw about 3 or 4 different formations out there, and so that makes it tough to cover.
Well, and I'll tell you what else is a threat that I wasn't really aware of. If they've got a field goal kicker that's good from 40, it is breezy, it is a little drizzly, but that's a heck of a weapon to have at this level.
Oh, sure is. We remember that about 6 years ago when 6-7 years ago, East came in with Cam Thomas, and they thought they were going to upset the Lions for the first time. And the young Lions had 9 sophomores on that team, and they upset them 6-3 in the rain. All field goals.
Those are some nasty games. I know we got our fans of defensive football out there, but I like to see a visit or two to the end zone, personally. Lions out of the gun here on their second possession, starting at the 20. Give us to Ian Goings. He's going to go off tackle left side, able to break a tackle or two.
Goings the ball carrier.
Across to the 25 and a half, we'll call it.
And Ronnie Menard out there leading the tackle or the blocking, and also Steve Shelton, who's in for Brendan Locke.
Good to see Caleb Baker back in the lineup tonight at his left tackle position. He missed last game.
Yeah, those big fellas, they get a lot of miles put on them throughout the weeks. Nice job. I believe that was Ian again. He's able to squeak his way through there for a pickup of about 3. Makes it 3rd and short. The Lions will have to get to the 30 for a first.
3rd and short.
Maybe we'll see Mitch here.
Cole Salter was leading the blocking on that one. We're number 75 tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, we did get it. And thanks to Coach Harvey for getting us the updated roster tonight. Yeah. And we'll need one next week as well. So thanks, Coach. Lions out of the gun. Fracassi on the option. And he is going to earn it the hard way. Takes a shot, but he's got it to about the 33.
It's been a money play for most of the year. Fracassi's getting more and more confident and doing less hesitation on it. So he got just what he needed. First down, Lions.
Good decision by Connor there. Like you said, he got just what he needed. I think he could have tried to toss it out to Ian, but that's a bit of a risky play that deep in your zone. He knew he was going to get the first down, so he hung on and got there.
Great call, and it also puts a little pressure on the defense. That's a very assignment-driven play to have to defend. That's a nice little shifty run by Ian Goings. Picks up about 6.
Sure was. I thought he was going to bounce it outside, and he'd have been gone if he had could have beat number 8 there.
That's that little double guard pull play that they run with Klingler and Jarl out there pulling from their guard positions, making some blocks.
2nd down, 5, we'll call it. Lions need to get to the 42 for a first down. Connor on the design quarterback run. Not a lot there. Officials a little late on the whistle there. I didn't feel like anything productive or good was going to come out of letting them go any longer there.
Be a loss of 1.
Yeah, you would have thought forward progress was stopped. You want to hear that whistle so nobody gets hurt. You get 2 fired up teams like this.
That's more or less where I was going with it, Brian. I mean, you go to the whistle. And when you go to the whistle in a rivalry game and the ref's a little late on the whistle, I'm just telling you from experience, it could get a little chippy down there. 3rd down and 6. Lions need to get to the 42. Out of the gun. Fracassi rolls to the near side. Has time. Beautiful touch pass along the sideline. They rule it incomplete. Was intended for 45.
That's Maneric. We used to have been seeing him on defense, but he's stepped across on the offensive side here now. And Darren Maneric, I thought he had it, but
Yeah, we kind of got blocked by the Cougar sideline along the near side. Of course, everyone's an official on the coaching staff down there, and I did see the real official nearby, and they ended up ruling it incomplete. Low knuckleball will bounce at the 34, inside the 30, and out of bounds at the 29. So, 7:10 left to play second quarter. Your score, the South Lyon East Cougars 3, the South Lyon Lions 0. Here in the Week 9 Battle of South Lyon Showdown. Oh, here they are. Lions are hopping around.
Lions ball.
Wow.
You think they'll let us come over and ring their gong?
Well, I would tell you that we are in hostile territory over here filming. I'm going to say they probably won't.
No. But, you know, great play by the Lions there.
Hang on, sorry, Brian. Number 68 for us, Caleb Baker. He went to the gong at midfield there, and I just happened to catch it. So, yeah.
Well, good.
I had to add that in there. Trips to the near side, and the Lions are in business with some field position. Credit this East defense, though. They are aggressive, and they are coming at the football.
Keegan McGrath, good job hanging on to that ball.
Immediately for a loss by number 3, Aiden Oliver.
Even though it was a loss, you don't know if it would have been ruled backward pass and a fumble if you let it go.
Loss of 4 on the play. Second down and 14. Ian going to get back just short of the original line of scrimmage. Lions will face a 3rd and 11.
3rd and 11 for the Lions.
We got a good shot of Goins there. He actually almost hides behind his lineman. He's got his hand on their back and looks to make that cut off them.
Well, and he's able to show patience too from time to time. Trips to the far side for Cossey with Goings to his right. Play action, no, they give it to Goings. Goings going to try and bounce it outside. He's able to break a tackle, and at least they have it close enough now here to maybe go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, much more manageable. You got plenty of plays in the playbook to get 4 yards with, so we'll see what they do here.
Tell you what, with both these teams kind of running the ball and keeping the ball in play, the clock's been moving pretty well. We're now under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Your score, South Lyon East 3, South Lyon Lions 0. Alongside Brian McPhee and Paul Zarati, I'm Dan Pelchat, Matt Boyer on camera. We thank you very much for joining us here in Week 9 at South Lyon East High School. Connor pulls it back in on the quarterback option, and he takes a shot.
And that might have been a better decision to give it to number 2 there, Michael Dancer. He had Goins out in front of him, and everyone was clogged up in the middle. So it's going to be a field position game.
Certainly shaping up that way, Brian.
How about a big hand for that Cougar defense?
East will come out in the shotgun. Twins and a wing to the near side. Rolling. Design run for the quarterback, Aiden Oliver. Picks up a couple.
Aiden Oliver, the ball carrier.
Big Gus the Bus, number 7, he got that tackle.
70, Gus Taylor. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 for the Cougars.
I formation. Twins to the near side. Give to the deep back, and the Lions are ready for it.
Right, the ball carrier.
Gus Taylor in there again, number 70. Jack Schaefer, number 28, getting some penetration. Lions doing a lot of linebacker blitzing tonight.
Michael Dancer got an arm on there just to slow him up a bit.
Third and 10. Lions defense has been able to create one turnover on East's second possession. First play of the second possession, I believe.
Yes, it was. Yep.
And, the East offense was able to convert several third downs on their first drive to get down the field into field goal range. And they face a 3rd and 10 here. They need to get to their own 40. Rolling to the far side. Has a man, and he's got it complete to the 45 and across midfield. And Paul.
That was Cleary, Sean Cleary with the catch.
Paul, there you are again on the route. Just a very precise route.
Yep.
And credit the quarterback, Aiden Oliver, just whistled one in there. And the Cougars have been incredibly efficient on third down this evening.
I had to see if Newman was going for the ball or if he thought he had a step, was able to jump the route, but turned into a first down for the Cougars.
Well, corner is one of those positions you got to have a quick memory to get over it. And the Lions, get a little bit of their own medicine on the middle screen. That's right, I believe, out of the backfield.
Oliver's pass is complete to number 26,
Donovan Wright.
Like I just said, Lions are blitzing their linebackers quite a bit. So what do you call? You call a little screen pass. You let them get in on you. So good play by Jesse Powell from his defensive end position to speed out there, drag him down from behind with the help of Brendan.
Wind picking up a little bit here in the later moments of the second quarter. 2:23 and counting. East leading South Lyon 3-0 in this Week 9 Lakes Valley Conference matchup. Low snap. Fires complete, but he's hit immediately. Number 22.
Oliver's pass
Matt
is
Gilbert.
Number 22, Gilbert.
Number 25, Jake Newman again on the tackle. Keeping the play in front of him, but this time he squared up, make sure he was going to bring him down.
2nd and 5 for the Cougars.
We're under 2 minutes now, 1:52 and counting. Both teams with their full arsenal of timeouts. But I got to imagine East is perfectly fine with this being the last possession for either team in the half.
Yes, especially the way they've been stopping us on their defense is stopping our offense. I think they're very content with this right now.
Cougars out of the gun.
And the Lions stepped up to press.
And that is Aiden Oliver out of the shotgun with an effective run.
He's going to rumble into the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Gus Taylor got sucked in a little bit from his right end position, allowing Oliver to get out there and around him. He's a very athletic young man.
We're going to get our first time out. It is the Lions. They'll have 2 remaining. We'll step out for a quick break as well. 1:17 to play second quarter. Lions trail the Cougars 3-0.
East short a player here.
Yeah.
Got one guy running out.
That's tough coming out of the timeout. Lions ready for the power running game.
That was Gus Taylor in there on that tackle.
Now we're going to get a timeout on the field again.
Brought down by number 70, Gus Taylor.
And that's going to be East.
Helfrich, the lineman, is a lead blocker out there.
Well, we'll step out for another timeout. 1:09 to play second quarter. 3-0 Cougars. Gonna go play action, boot to the near side. There's a flag down. Had a man, number 24, Brendan DeWitt. And let's see what the flag is.
Flag in the end zone. Fowler's pass is incomplete.
There was a lot of bodies over there.
There were. They had two receivers right in the same area. I didn't quite see any contact that looked
I didn't either.
inappropriate.
It's against the South Lyon.
Defensive holding.
It's going to be holding against
It's going to
the
be
Lions.
5 yards and an automatic first down. That's going to put him inside the 10 too, so it'll be first and goal with 1:03 to play. Both teams with 2 timeouts. Is that not an automatic first down at the high school level?
8-yard line for the Cougars.
Guess not.
It was holding, not pass interference. So that's the difference there.
Gotcha. Okay. I feel like at the pro level, that's and even the college level, I think that's an automatic first down.
Yeah, it
Too
is.
much football either way. All right. So second and short, that works out for the Lion defense, and they're there ready for the run up the middle. That's 26. That is Donovan Wright. Timeout on the field. Are we going to get a signal as to who that was?
They didn't.
They did not.
Signal. The Lions already used 2, I know.
Okay, yeah, we'll just have to watch the digital scoreboard, I guess. I can't imagine East would have
It'll be 3rd and 1
burned
for
one there,
Cougars.
but... Well, we'll step out for a quick break.
Take a timeout.
Quarterback sneak. He's able to muscle his way in there. Let's see what they're marking it right on the 5.
And I think they had to get to the 5 for first.
And
So.
that's going to be a first down.
Yep.
First and goal for the Cougars.
For the Cougars.
Just inside the Lion 5, and the Lion defense is facing some of the most adversity they've seen so far this year from a feisty Cougar offense. And the clock winding down here in the second quarter. Twins to the near side. I formation, 33 seconds and counting left in this first half. Gives to the deep back. He's able to wrestle his way down inside the 2, maybe the 3. And East will burn a timeout.
Their last, right?
It's a great question. We didn't get the one signaled last time, and
We did get it this time.
It'll be
Okay.
first and
That
goal
is
for the
easy.
Cougars on the 2-yard line.
high formation. Long snap count. They go play action, rolls to the right, goes to the flats. Incomplete in the back of the end zone.
The Lions might have got away with one there.
Chance to give him a little shove from behind, but you know what? That wasn't even the intended receiver.
Yeah,
So
that's-
Right.
I think you're both right.
I'm going with they're letting them play and not wanting to make the rest have the outcome of the game. You
Right.
know.
No, I think you're both right. I definitely caught an eye on that, and the official must have decided that, well, it wasn't going to him anyway. 17 seconds left to play in this first half. In what has been a defensive battle and a slight edge to East offensively, able to move the ball.
they got to throw it here, right, Dan?
Yeah, I agree with you. Assuming they're out of timeouts.
Here come the Lions.
Quick 3-step drop, goes to the fade route, and a flag.
Oh, uncatchable. I would say that ball is uncatchable.
Pass is incomplete. We do have a.
I'll just let the film speak for itself there.
Yeah, I think you're right, and we're gonna have to see. This gets interesting here. We think up in the box. Oh, they waving it off?
Yeah, he is. He's picking it up. He's picking it up, and he agrees. And you know what? I respect a ref that does that.
Yeah.
Let's throw it, and then let's talk about it and make the right call. Because if you don't throw it, then you don't have any chance to make the right call, right? So I can't blame him for that.
So they wave it off, and here will come the field goal unit. We saw him earlier, Hunter Williams. He hit from 37 earlier, and would have been good from probably 40.
For the field goal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got that. That's right.
Dominic
Yes, I had the young man up above him. Dominic Angelisanto on for the field goal. Sorry. Number 5. And it's blocked.
Oh.
Now, is that a live ball?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Lions scoop it. And there's 6 seconds left. He's got a convoy.
Jake Newman.
And he is gone, and there's no flags. On the final play of the half, the Lions defense holds, blocks the field goal, and it is run down the far sideline for a touchdown.
I think that was Isaac Noe that got in there and got that block. Jake, man, right on the spot. What a great run.
Well, you know, the ball, after Noe blocked it, changed the direction of it, it looked like it bounced off Gus Taylor's back and went out to the side like that, and Newman was right there, picked it up. He really had just a kicker to beat, and had a little help with his friends and went the distance.
I got to tell you guys, we've been doing this for a few years, and Boyer and I have been doing it a little bit. That might be one of the most exciting plays we've ever seen here in doing this. The blocked field goal return nearly 80 yards for a touchdown. On for the extra point now is Connor Harris. And we're going to get a flag for movement. I can't blame him. I'd still be excited about the last play down there.
It's going to be a false start.
That'll back him up 5.
Move it back and try it again.
This is a big extra point here. Yeah. This is a big extra point here, Danny. Like you said earlier, with a kicker like that, right? Going up by 4 instead of 3 means a lot.
Yep. And here's the thing. We don't know how this weather's going to play out in the second half.
No, it's been a steady wind all night long. We're protected a little bit here at our spot where we're at, but
kick is up. And it is good.
And the extra point is good.
So we'll close the first half with that. South Lyon Lions take a 7-3 lead to the break on the final play of regulation in the second quarter with a blocked field goal, ran back for a touchdown. We will be back with the second half in a moment.
Jonathan Carter.
We welcome you back to South Lyon East High School. The Lions will be kicking off to start the second half. Deep to return for the Cougars is number 2, Jonathan Carter, number 45, Colt Kovac. Ball's on the ground. 56 is going to fall on it. Oh, there we go. Jump in there. All right. 45, or who fell on that? 56, thank you. Nicholas Helfrich wisely falls on it. Well, let's do a quick update on the weather conditions. Our cameraman has already openly criticized me for my meteorology skills. He says that low 50s, no chance. It's probably up maybe in the 30s. And I'll tell you what I can promise you is this wind has picked up immensely since the opening kickoff.
sure has. Those flags have been blown straight out all game. And I'm not sure what it's like down in the little bowl that East has here, but
here come the Cougars. Their first drive of the second half. I formation. Give to the deep back. He's going to bounce it outside. Has some room. Now an alley. Cross the 50 to the 45, 40, 35, 30. Knock. And into the end zone for the East touchdown. No flags. The first play from scrimmage. Number 22, Matt Gilbert, goes 73 yards for the touchdown. And after going a full half almost of only 3 points, on the final play of the second quarter, the Lions scored a touchdown, and on the first play from scrimmage, the Cougars answer in the third.
Nothing real fancy there, Dan, and we just looked like we were a little bit out of position. Wide receiver made a good block on Noe, and that was enough.
Yep. Botch snap, gonna roll out on the fire play. and gobbled up. Is that Newman? Nope, Schaefer.
That was Jack Schaefer with the tackle there.
Well, that makes it a little interesting. 2-point advantage for the Cougars with 11:44 to play in the third. And if you thought the first half was entertaining, folks, we're off to a start here in the second half.
And that Matt Gilbert showed some speed.
Well, it's some
he just took off
too,
there, yeah.
Well, I'm sure both these teams got quite the motivational conversation going during the half. We know both these teams want this game, and we should be in for a great second half. If
Number 2, Michael Dancer back.
Dancer deep to return for the Lions. Number 4, Hunter Williams to kick off for the Cougars. And that wind's knocking the ball off the tee down there.
How about a big hand for that offensive line on that run?
That kick will go into the end zone about 8 yards deep. And Lions will start at the 20 after the touchback. 11:44 to play here, third quarter. Lions trail 9-7. Lions out of the gun here. Give is to Ian Goings. He's able to break a tackle. He takes a shot around the 28-yard line.
Brought down by number 45.
And I'll tell you what, the defender might have gotten the worst end of that.
He did. He was slow getting up. Put a good hit on Ian, but Ian put a better one on him.
Yeah, and that's sometimes how that goes, unfortunately, for that young man. That was Colt Kovac. Trips to the near side. Lions out of the gun. And Ian Goings able to gash the Cougar defense for about 8.
Goings the ball carrier.
That looked like a new look there. Little shuffle motion from Ronnie Menard.
Yeah, he's usually coming from the opposite side and moving that way. Now he's moving into the line and taking off, kind of seal that end off.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, just a new wrinkle to maybe try and seal that end and get Ian outside. Always easier to notice things when they're right in front of you, too.
Yeah.
Connor Fracassi wearing gloves on both hands right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think this whole broadcast crew's got 2 gloves on, too. Fracassi rolling and under pressure, able to kind of spin his way back closer to the original line of scrimmage, but
Down in the backfield.
he took a pretty violent shot there, too.
He's brought down by number 64, Matt Seapack.
Well, I'll tell you right now, both these teams are going to wake up tomorrow and they're going to know they played a football game, and we kind of knew that.
Oh, yeah. When you get into a game like this, you don't leave anything on the field.
Yeah, and you can just tell by the way these kids are motoring around both sides of the ball here. If you're just joining us, welcome to South Lyon East High School. Your score, the East Cougars 9, South Lyon Lions 7. Alongside Brian McPhee, I'm Dan Pelchat, Paul Rizzarati. Bringing you this game. Ian Goings able to hurdle to the 50, 45, 40. He's out of angle to the sideline, cuts it back inside the 10, and a big run from number 5. It's number 11, Sean Clary, who's able to track down Ian Goings. But a Sam McGuffey-like hurdle there at midfield.
10-yard line.
And very impressive.
Had Ronnie Menard come over to that side, make a nice block. Jake Newman was playing wide receiver. He had brought the play in. He made a nice block downfield, and Ian did the rest.
A much-deserved breather for Ian Goings as he'll head to the sideline, but the Lions will have it first and goal right at the 10-yard line, and we're going to get a stoppage down there.
Yeah, the wind was taking the ball
You're right.
where it was set.
Well, at least they noticed.
Well, a Cougar player tried to stop it. Appreciate that. The refs quickly whistled it.
So Mitch Camoris to the left of Connor Fracassi. Lions out of the gun. They give it to Mitch. He's able to fight his way inside the 5.
And he was just kind of looking for guys to hit. I think he kind of pinballed his way in and got some good yardage on that.
I kind of got the same vibe out of that, Brian. You're right. Like, I think he got to the hole. He's like, oh, I got a little bit of room here. Yeah, they got it down inside the 4 there. 2nd down and goal.
I tell you, this crowd out here, I walked up to the concessions area there and saw at least a half dozen past players and coaches. Just the whole town seems to be out here tonight.
I wouldn't doubt it. And then the rest of them were at home asking for score updates on Facebook. Connor Fracassi, touchdown Lions.
Nice delay that he did there as Goins went through with the fake dive. The Cougars all jumped on him, and then it was a wide open around the end there.
Well, the Lions are able to answer the big play. And we'll go ahead, Brian.
No, I was going to say that's something that the Lions are going to have to do to win this game is, not get down and respond to whatever the Cougars do.
Connor Harris on for the extra point. 8:18 to play here in the 3rd. Kick is up. And it is good. So your score, the South Lyon Lions 14, the South Lyon East Cougars 9. And I keep saying it, buckle up to chin straps, folks, because this is going to be a dandy, and it just keeps getting better.
Sure is. And, for East, this really is a playoff game. And they don't want to lose. They want to keep playing. For the Lions, that's kind of a playoff game for them too.
Yeah, that whole first half, they were a little feeling each other out, kind of playing cautious, keeping the play in front of them. Now we come out in the second half, big play for East, big play for South Lyon. Away we go. No,
that's a great point. Yeah, the little kind of like a championship fight, couple cruisy rounds, and then all of a sudden someone starts throwing some haymakers, and I think that's what we're seeing here. And like you said about it being a playoff game, we kind of knew for South Lyon the way the schedule played out and where everyone was at mid-season, that was going to be the case for the Lions. The back end of the schedule was going to be like a playoff game the last 3 weeks for sure. And with East needing to win to for sure control their own destiny to get into the playoffs, we should be in for a great finish here tonight. Kick is away. Will be fielded in the 15 inside. Bodies flying all over the place down there.
The Cougars will take over 1st and 10.
Jonathan Carter had trouble reeling that ball in, and the Lions did a good job of pursuing and getting downfield and stopping any forward progress.
I formation for the Cougars, 1st and 10 at their own 20. Play action, Jesse Powell, you're right, was all over him.
Fowler's pass is incomplete.
Wisely was able to get rid of it, but that could have been a risky play too.
Right, yeah, Jesse Powell had him. He was just getting rid of that. He wasn't throwing it to anybody.
I just happened to be watching Jesse on that play because like we were talking about earlier, everybody doing their job. Jesse made his penetration, made sure he had the end sealed, then went after the quarterback. Great play.
Yeah, and that was a no-doubter. When Aiden Oliver came out of that play fake, he was like, yeah, I'm going to need to go ahead and get rid of this.
Yeah.
Second down and 10 for the Cougars, their own 20-yard line. They'll go back to the shotgun. Twins to the near side, man in motion. Has time, but then decides to run it up, and he'll get sacked for just a minimal loss.
Oliver on the keeper.
I'm going to call that a coverage sack.
Yep.
Nobody was open down there. He couldn't get rid of it, and the rush was on, so great job all the way around by the defense.
You see a little bit of an adjustment on that defensive side. Coach Henson's got somebody in the middle now all the time. Even though they're getting penetration on the ends, he's got his linebackers staying home, making sure that Aiden can't get up the middle untouched.
Mixing it up a little bit defensively, and yeah, you're right. I mean, it looked like the young man had time in the pocket, but decided he had to tuck it down. 7:15 and counting to play in this third quarter. South Lyon leading it 14-9 over South Lyon East in this Week 9 matchup. Fires incomplete and a flag. That was bang bang.
They're going to call either Michael Dancer or Mitch Camoris on that. They were both there in coverage, and it looked like it was a clean play, but they got to him before the ball did, according to the refs.
I'm going to reserve the right to watch that one on replay. Like you said, it was bang bang. Coach Henson was right there. Well, he sure thought it was a good play.
Well, yeah, right. And I this is just the type of things that go through my head when I see that. I'm like, well, that ref must be pretty sure of that since he's standing near that sideline, you know. Some trash debris rolling across the field like we used to see at the Meadowlands so long ago. That's always fun. Maybe it's a hot dog wrapper. I don't know.
Right.
1st and 10 Cougars after the pass interference call. Rolls to the near side. Throws a beautiful ball, but it was in bounds. They will rule it incomplete.
And again, a very uncatchable ball there. So the crowd here calling for pass interference on Isaac Noe, but the ball wasn't anywhere near there.
Oliver's passes.
And we got about, roughly, we'll call it a couple hundred officials here in the student section that disagree with that. 2nd down and 10 for the Cougars at their own 35. 6:55 left to play in this third quarter. Shotgun formation. Wideouts to the far side. Rolls to that side, sets up a screen, and the Lions are ready for it. We'll call it a gain of 3.
Again, staying home over the middle, able to come up and make that play, Mitch Camoris. But here we are, 3rd down again, guys, and 3rd down has certainly been the Lions' defense nemesis tonight.
Whether it's penalties or that just straight-up conversions, East has been very successful on 3rd down tonight.
Yes, they have. And the Lions changed up a little bit at the end of the first half. Started to press the receivers, but then they ran out of that formation. So we'll see what they do here.
3rd down, we'll call it 7. They need to get to the 45 for a first down. They're going to go shotgun, twins to each side. Back to pass. Fires on the flag route, and it's incomplete. A couple Lions might have had a shot at it.
2 Lions had a shot at it there. Brendan
It's going to bring up a
Dancer got his hands on it, and then Noe almost got the tip drill.
I think, Dan, what you said, I think the weather's starting to take effect here, right? Hard to throw that ball. Looks like they're picking up a flag, waving it off.
Okay, good.
There was pretty good protection there. Again, he had all day to throw. But again, this kind of wind, this kind of weather, especially when you're throwing the ball 15, 20 yards, hard to keep it on direction.
Yeah, you're right, Paul. They did have success with those shorter routes earlier to the sticks. That's going to take an east bounce deep inside the Lion territory. And a great special teams play. Number 7, Richard Ray. Number 11, that's a name we've been calling Sean Clary all night.
He did a good job of stopping that ball before he got in the end zone.
Rolls all the way down to the
and it'll put the Lions in their own 2-yard line.
Keeps it in for the 1-yard line start for the Lions, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Lions backed up to their own goal line after the punt. Fracassi gets under center, and he's going to have to earn every yard of that. Maybe a couple.
On the sneak, brought down by a host of Cougars.
Nice play there. Connor acted like he was back in the shotgun. All of a sudden came up under center. Quick snap.
I call that the Brian McPhee play.
Well, you see a lot of teams have that. Some teams, we hadn't used it a whole lot under center. And when you need a sure couple of yards to get you out of your own end zone there or whatever, it's nice to have that.
Lions now will come out in more of a pistol formation. Going's the deep back. And they're going to give it to Ian. Ian's able to fight his way up to about the 10-yard line. See where they spot it.
Brought down by number 3, Aiden Oliver.
Good blocking up front by Ronnie Menard and Jacob Klingler. Getting out there to the second level.
It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Lions.
Lions are going to have a first down close to the 14-yard line. Ian Goings on the carry.
Big Cole Salter was out there, and Goings got the last 2 yards on his own. I mean, he's got those legs driving, got underneath the defense. Great job by Ian.
Got to keep those legs turning. Now, here's, maybe I'm being a little picky, but doesn't it look like the ball's at the 14 and the sticks are at the 15 and the 25?
Yeah, it certainly does. You're right.
Ian takes a shot there, picks up a pair, we'll call it.
Goings the ball carrier. It's brought down by number 12, Drew Ranson.
Yeah, because you look at where the first down stick
Right.
is, Dan, and it's definitely on the 25, right?
Just saying. Lions will face a second down and 8. Haddock and McGrath to the near side for the Lions. Give it to the counter for Ian. And not a lot there, which is a shame.
Goings the ball carrier.
Because had he been able to get outside there, I don't know that he may still be running.
Assisted by number 65, CJ.
It looked like he kind of ran into his own guy there, kind of gave him
Might
a
have
shove.
derailed the whole thing, yeah. Third down and long for the Lions. And they have not had quite the luck that East has had or taking advantage of these opportunities. There's a middle screen, and it's Ronnie Menard. And he's going to be awfully close to the first down. He's going to be just short. And I hate when I do this. But I got to tell you something.
15,
I think if that ball was spotted right the first time and those chains were set up correctly, yeah, they're going to measure this. That's laughable. I haven't seen a measurement except for once all year.
You're right, and they spotted the ball at the 14.
Yeah, 14
and the chain
half,
gang
I'll say.
wasn't lined up with where the ball was spotted.
I mean, that's just the
Poor
fact.
officiating.
Coach Boyles is over there giving a little talking to the
I'm
to the
sure.
stick guy.
I mean, because guess what? Here's the one thing I'll tell you. If I noticed it, I'm sure Larry noticed it. We'll see how this goes. I got to tell you, I think they're short. Yeah, it's not even close. Yeah.
Not on the 15.
4th and inches
Well,
for the Lions.
I mean, you got to punt.
Well, they could try to draw him off.
Yeah, Fracassi's still out on the field as of right now. I don't know. You want to burn a timeout here, though, so late?
Or you take the delay. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We've all said our piece. They're winding the clock, 2:08 and counting to play third quarter. Lions under center on 4th and short at their own 24. Oh, did he touch him? And a flag comes down. They may have contacted his helmet.
Well, I think the East players were trying to intimidate the South Lyon kids and get them to jump. Yeah. And he got a little aggressive, and his hand went over and hit the guy in the helmet.
5-yard penalty. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Lions on the 29-yard line.
Well, you guys talked about it earlier about how good this East defense is, and they are. I mean, that front that they have doesn't give up a whole lot. You got to struggle for everything you get. We haven't gotten the passing game going yet.
Fracassi gives to Goings. Goings able to gash him 8 or 9 there.
Goings the ball carrier.
Say the East going with the 3-man line up there, and you got 3 on 5. So we're 5 on 3, and Lions took advantage of it.
Second short.
That was Rendy, the center, making a good block there, opening up that hole. I think the centers are the most undervalued player on the team. Who else touches the ball every play, every offensive play, but doesn't get a whole lot of press?
And gets hit every play.
Fracassi sold the pass look and then takes off with it. He'll have a first down across the 45 to the 46.
See the ball carrier.
Clock will stop for a moment for the first down, but we got 39 seconds left to play in this third quarter, and that'll start back up as the chains move.
You guys talked about Ian's patient running earlier. That was a really good job by Connor there, kind of waiting, let everything get set up, and then pick his way through.
But I think it helps too if he's got the time to set up, like if he sets up his feet like he's going to throw.
Yeah.
That at least is going to give him a tick to at least see where everyone's at.
Right. If they can get the D line blocked and the other guys are in coverage, they have to respect that.
Oh, and a great trip up tackle on Ian Goings there by number 26, Donovan Wright.
Goings the ball carrier. He's tripped up by number 26.
You got an East player down, getting up real slow.
Yeah, that's the end of the third quarter. Your score of the South Lyon Lions 14, the South Lyon East Cougars 9. We have an injury timeout on the field. We'll be back with the fourth quarter and a conclusion of this Week 9 thriller in a moment. Cassie hands off to Goings. He's going to get across midfield. Oh, they're ruling it a fumble, and the Cougars got it. Oh. And the turnover gong makes its first appearance this evening as the Cougars are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Recovery by number 19.
That was Connor Curzon who got to ring the bell. Number 19, he came up with the fumble.
Well, turnovers in big rivalry games always mean a lot. We'll see what happens here, but one thing about the Cougars, they got a lot of players that play both ways, including their quarterback. Aiden Oliver plays linebacker. Yeah. So you get late in the game, maybe you get a little bit tired, and number 26, their running back, Donovan Wright.
Offensively too.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see what happens.
I formation, they give it to Wright. Wright's across midfield. Gain of 3. Looks like Mitch Kamoris, Gus Taylor, and company in there on the stop. Michael Dancer in there as well.
Both these teams, they've been in close games. They're not intimidated by this. They don't get down. You don't see them holding their heads down at all. They just keep playing away. So they're very similar in that regard.
No, I agree. That's a great point, Brian, too, that I hadn't thought of. I mean, and that's really a credit to both staffs, too. I mean, as much as this game is physical and hard-hitting and all that, so much of it's between the ears, and I think that's a credit to both these coaching staffs to be able to keep the kids head in the game and calm. There's a quarterback draw. Oliver picks up a few there. It's going to be 3rd down and got a generous spot possibly. I thought it was going to be 5. Looks like it's going to be closer to 4.
They gave him credit for the slide. Michael Dancer tripped him up there.
And lucky he did, because Michael was one of the last guys between him and the end zone.
Wrong cat.
Well, here's what we've seen most of the day. Cougars have done really well on 3rd down. See if the Lion defense can get off the field here. We are about a minute and a half into this 4th quarter. South Lyon leads it 14-9 over South Lyon East in this Week 9 matchup to wrap up the regular season in the crosstown rivalry game. Where else would you rather be? Passes away, incomplete. It was behind him. No laundry.
Well, that was good to see. And again, the Lions, they played that a little soft, giving up, not wanting to give anything up deep, but they certainly had an opportunity. They had a couple of guys that were beyond the sticks for the 1st down. Now, they may go for it here, being that they're across midfield.
Yeah, it was a late decision there, Brian. They're sending the punt unit out on the field now.
I think that's the right call. I think your defense has played well. They got you turnover last possession. You play the field position game. That's our field position game, because the defense has proven they can do it, especially in that first half. Oh, and they do fake it. And the Lions wisely just knock it down. Jack Schaefer grabs it in case anyone missed that was a throw. And I've never seen that before, the fake punt that you throw and make it look like a punt.
Now, Richard Ray was down there for it, but Michael Dancer came up. Schaefer was back there. The Lions just reacted to that very well. And I don't know if they've run that before. Maybe the Lions have seen it on film.
I think we used to run that play in the backyard quite often. So, 10:03 to play here in this 4th quarter. The Lions will take over at their own 46. They lead it by 5. Give is to Ian Goings. Goings will get, we'll call it the 49.
Ronnie Menard doing the dirty work tonight, getting out there, making the blocks.
Goings, the ball carrier.
Well,
It's gonna pick up about 3.
all season I've picked up on Ronnie going over the middle and making some nice catches, and that doesn't surprise me at all.
He's a big body out there with some speed. We saw it in the Mott game where he took off for a touchdown.
Lions out of the gun. The give is to Goings. Goings going to turn it up. He's across the 45. He's tripped up, or else he may have been gone.
It'd have been a foot race with him and Jonathan Carter.
He's tripped up by number 45.
And he did have a good angle on him, but a touchdown saving tackle there.
All right.
And the Lions.
Ticket worth $255. Come to the press box if you have this winning ticket. 227818. 227818.
First and 10 for the Lions. 9-11 and counting to play in this 4th quarter. Your score, the Lions 14, the Cougars 9. Goings is going to go nowhere. It's number 3, Aiden Oliver.
Brought down by number 3, Aiden Oliver.
Might have gone to the well just one too many times. They've been running off that
Second and 11.
right side. The old adage, just keep running until they stop you.
Well, I think there's that to it, and I would also say this, at this point in time, Goings has been able to gash them a couple times, and that last play was really close to going. They're going to run the ball. I mean, you're willing to take that gamble that they're going to run it, and they're going to run it to Ian. And you could see that they were ready for anything to number 5 on that play. Menard in motion. They're going to go back to Goings. Nope, I'm sorry, that's Mitch Camoras, number 7. He'll get a yard back to the original line of scrimmage. They're going to
Camoras, the ball carrier.
have a 3rd and 10 from just inside the Cougars 40. They need to get to the 29 for a first. 7:37 and counting. 3rd and 10 for the Lions. Play action. Oh, it actually, that could have been intended for 2 receivers there.
Yeah.
Morris jumped for it, and then Haddock had another crack at it. Forces a punting situation for the Lions with 7.5 to play here in the 4th.
Yeah, I think that's affected the weather again. Just this whole half. Since you talked about the wind whipping up, both quarterbacks struggling a little bit to get the ball on target.
Well, I think you're seeing it affect definitely the longer routes.
Yeah, and the teams have been respecting that and not really running those or throwing those routes.
Punt team comes on. Is that Ronnie Menard back there, number 15? Ronnie on to punt. Deep to return is number 11, Sean Clary. It's a name we've called a lot tonight for the Cougars. Menard hangs a high punt. Doesn't quite check up. It'll bounce into the end zone, and the Cougars will start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They trail the Lions 14-9 here in the 4th. Here we go, folks. 7:21 left in the 4th. East starting at their own 20. They trail by 5. Oliver going to keep it. He'll pick up a pair. Is that Gus in there?
Gus Taylor riding them into the ground.
Down by number 70, Taylor.
Approaching the 7-minute mark. They're going to call it 2nd and 8 on the board. We'll go with it. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. But you're definitely thinking about how many possessions you're going to get in regulation at this point. Ooh. Pass kind of sailed on him there, intended for number 22, Matt Gilbert. He had that huge run earlier to start the 3rd quarter.
Stephen Shelton was right there.
Yeah.
I think if that ball wasn't thrown so hard, that was like an 85-mile-an-hour fastball. He could have got his hands up on it.
That's how you come back with a couple crooked digits, too.
3rd and 8 for the Cougars.
3rd down and long. 6:24 to play, 4th quarter. Lions defense looking to get off the field. The Cougars look to continue to convert on 3rd downs. Trips to the far side. Quick, and Jesse Powell gets the big paws up and swats it down.
Yeah, they left Jesse unchecked there, planning to toss it over his head to the back out of the backfield, and Jesse got his hand up there, got a tip on it. Beautiful.
That was going to be a 1st down because they had that set up. The guy in the flat was there all by himself, and we had a blocker on the D-back out here.
Well, I think they might have underestimated Jesse's vertical leap. He's not short by any means either, but he elevated up and knocked that one down. Easy choice for the Cougars. They will punt now on 4th and 8. Oh, is that blocked?
Yes.
The punt.
That was Brendan Dancer. He took his man and drove him right back into the punter.
Absolutely. You couldn't be more right, Paul. And a huge play.
Williams' punt is blocked.
The Lions are going to take over at the East 20.
On the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
What a great play by Brendan Dancer. Just charging full speed into that man and pushed him back into the punter. I don't know that I've seen that one before. We're seeing a lot of things we haven't seen before tonight.
And where else would you see it but, of course, the crosstown rival game in Week 9. Lions with a big opportunity here to put some space between them and the Cougars. Goings fights his way down to the 15.
Goings the ball carrier, brought down by number 21, Terry Day.
2nd down and 5, and the Lions will be in no hurry here. 5:50 and counting. Again, both teams with their full slate of timeouts. Lions lead it by 5, 14-9. Pass complete. Touchdown, Ronnie Menard. And the Lions will go up 11 for the time being, and a chance to go up 12 with the extra point here with 5:23 to play in the fourth.
I've been looking for that play all night long, maybe when needed a first down or whatever, but what a perfect play for it right there. It's been in their bag all night long, and Ronnie ran a great route, just jumped up, and he was the only one that was catching that ball.
That's a really good observation, Brian, because they've been running Ronnie up there to get to the second level all night long to make a block.
Yes.
So now you see number 15 again, and you try to avoid him rather than cover him.
Connor Harris on for the extra point. And they may have gotten a piece of that. Either way, the extra point is no good. And the reason that matters, even though there's only 5:23 left to play, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and a field goal can still tie this thing up.
Yep, they can get it with 2 scores.
Yep. So we'll step out for a quick break. 5:23 left to play in the fourth quarter. Lions lead it 20-9. Connor Harris with the squibber. And wisely, the Cougars let that go out of bounds. Now, last week I assumed that they were going to just take the penalty, and Western actually had the Lions kick again, so we'll see what they do. If they take the penalty, they'll start at the 35.
Yeah, well, Western chose a re-kick, and it worked out not so good for them.
No, it didn't. It ended up costing about 17 yards or so, if I recall.
Yes, it did.
So East will take it at the 35. And there's going to be a little bit of a sense of urgency now that it's a 2-possession ball game. They do have all 3 timeouts, but they know their time or their possessions are going to be limited here, and the clock is working against them. Cougars out of the gun. Aiden Oliver going to roll to the near side. And the Lions, Michael Dancer gets him first, and then he's finished off by number 54.
Yeah, Mitchell Hanna.
Yes.
Mitchell Hanna having a great game there.
A loss of 5 on the play.
Oliver was kind of probably surprised by that.
Yeah. East out of the gun. Oh, and I think they're going to get the Lions for offsides here.
Yep.
Well, they'll get the 5 yards back to the original line of scrimmage.
Second and 10 for the Cougars.
4:32 and counting now left in this fourth quarter. Passes away, complete. And that's Clary, and he's got a first down for the Cougars to the 46-yard line. Just a great football play for the Cougars, and they're going to come right up to the line of scrimmage. As we're under 4 minutes now, 3:59 as the clock stops, all the chains move. And we may see the Cougars go hurry up the rest of the way. Rolls to the near side, throws away, and I think he's got it. They do.
They give him credit for that. I don't know if it did a little skip to my loo on the rug there, but Clary scooped it up, and they're moving down the field here.
Yep. Clock will continue to run. We're at 3:35 and counting. Second down and 3. Cougars with trips to the far side. Floater incomplete flag.
Oliver's pass is incomplete.
And I wonder if that's a flag that one of those guys was covered up over there and then ran a pass route. Because it was a late drop of a flag.
We do have a flag now.
Oh, they're waving that off too. Maybe it just fell out of his pocket.
Might have. It's windy here tonight, you know. Get your hands in your pocket, you pull them out, and the flag inadvertently falls out.
Beanbag, flag.
So once again, the flag has fallen out of the referee's pocket.
Third down, the clock will stop on the incompletion. 3:24 to play fourth quarter. Cougars need to get to the other side of the 45 for a first down. They've got trips to the near side. Oliver out of the gun. Had a man for a moment that was 22, Gilbert, but that'll bring up a fourth down.
4th and 3.
And with 3:20 left to play in regulation, you got to imagine this is a do or die conversion here for the Cougars. And quite literally the season on the line.
Yeah, but Gilbert was kind of bobbled that one a little bit. I don't know if he heard footsteps, but Mitch McMorris was right there to bat one of the bottles out of the way. Yeah. Good job by Mitch.
East needs to get to the 45 for a first. And we're going to get a timeout on the field. East, their first, 3:20 left to play. Lions lead it 20-9. Cougars out of the gun, 4th and 3, a must convert. Rolls, it's Aiden Oliver. He's going to have a first down across the 40. Great play call. Keep it simple. He had a lead blocker over there, and I think the Lions knew they had to respect the pass there. They'll have a first down inside the Lion 40. Chains will set, and they will wind the clock. 3:13 and counting. Lions lead it by 11, 20-9. Oliver fires, complete down to the 29, and we got a late flag. They're going to stop the clock to discuss that.
Pass is complete to Carter.
Either way, I've got to say that's an East first down based on where they want to spot that.
Flag on the field.
Now, unless that's offensive. Yes, correct. Great call, Paul. Let's see what they say. Pass interference against the Lions. That'll be declined. Well, unless it's more yardage, possibly. About the same.
Yeah. Going back to the line of scrimmage. There we go.
So the Cougars will have a first down near the right hash, the 25-yard line. Cameraman Matt Boyer brings up a good point, though, as the clock winds down and the Cougars do need 2 scores. Do you consider kicking the field goal here at some point?
I think if it gets to 4th down, maybe you do. Then come back and do the onside kick. Look, botch snap.
That's huge. Mitch Hanna gets home, and they're going to get a timeout. You almost have to call a timeout after that. East, that's their second timeout. 2:33 remaining in regulation. Lions leading it 20-9. Second down and 16 for the Cougars. They need to get to the Lion 15 for a first down. Going deep and incomplete. Jake Newman in coverage for the Lions.
Jake was looking for a flag there, and rightfully so. The receiver came back, turned it into the defensive back, and he was all over him.
Yeah, it looked like he grabbed a hold of his arm just before the ball got there. Well, here we are, third down again, Dan. and
it's a long one, and I mean, at this point in time, I mean, you don't got to get it all, but you got to get a chunk of it here. Maybe give yourself some options on what to do.
Well, you really got to spy Oliver here.
I would agree.
You know, he's dangerous in open space.
Yep. Oliver out of the gun, tailback to his right, twins to the far side. Oliver locked in and nearly intercepted by Isaac Noe. The wide receiver, he had him, just wasn't, miscommunication on the route.
Incomplete.
And that's going to put the Cougars in a real tough spot here at the 30-yard line, needing to get to the Lion 15 for a first down.
4th and 16 for the Cougars.
Brian, I was watching Jack Schaefer on that play, and he was absolutely spying the quarterback, just kind of rolling with him.
Poor Isaac's just cussing himself out there right now. He had it, I don't know if he was running before or, again, just the weather. It's tough to catching a ball now.
We're going to get an official's timeout on the field. I think the ball started rolling again. The Turf Monsters have been after it all night.
Well, and that kind of dictates what they have to do here, because kicking into that wind is not in your favor at all.
Cougars out of the gun. They got to get to the Lion 15 on this 4th down. Oliver back to pass. Fires towards the end zone. Has a man. Touchdown. Number 24.
DeWitt.
Brandon DeWitt. And with 2:13 left in regulation, folks, don't go anywhere. A 4th down and 16 conversion for the touchdown. Wow.
That was a great pass by Oliver. Just put it right where only DeWitt could get it, and touchdown.
Well, the Cougars have to go for 2 here to make it a 3-point ball game. We do have an injury timeout on the field. We'll step out for a quick break. Here, you guys scoot up there, and then you guys just stand.
Oh, now it's raining.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Dan, they're going for 2 here, so just a matter. It's going to be a pass or run. And you got to play a straight-up defense and keep honest with everybody.
Well, they've moved the ball to the left hash, so whatever play they want to run, their go-to 2-point conversion play, they run better from that side of the field. Trips to the near side. Oliver out of the gun. He's got 26 to his right. Rolls to the near side. Fires. Incomplete. There is a flag. There was some contact.
That again was another bang-bang play, but I think the refs did get it right there. They're going to get another crack at it.
And a yard closer.
Fowler's pass is incomplete. We did have a flag on the play. Pass interference, so we're going to do a do-over.
That wind has picked up again and added some rain to it.
Oh, it's downright nasty out here. 2-point conversion. And really, I guess it's not a must-have. It's a must-have if you want to make this a field goal game. But, Brian, let's be honest. Any sort of field goal for more than the extra point length is going to be tough in these conditions.
Oh, yes.
Power
Oliver threw against the wind.
Right. Give to the deep back. The Lions are there, and he did not get in.
And
Number 22, Matt Gilbert, tried to fight his way in, but the Lions were ready. And now with 2:13 left in regulation, South Lyon leads South Lyon East 20-15, and an onside kick to come. Hold on to your britches, folks.
Yeah.
Well, folks, here we go. 2:13 left in regulation. East with 1 timeout, South Lyon with 3. South Lyon leads it 20-15. We should see the onside kick here. And they kick it up, and oh, he had a shot at it. And what a, I don't even know what to say about that.
That was the craziest kick.
Passed the ball to him almost, and number 7 for East had his hands on it and then dropped it out of bounds.
Wow.
Richard Ray just ran right to They kicked it where there wasn't anybody.
Yeah.
Kind of an old Lions trick they used to do a couple years ago.
What an incredible kick by the kicker.
Lions first and 10 on their own 40-yard line.
So the Lions, I would say they need to convert a first down here, and that should do it. Connor Fracassi, field goal nets are flying. Gives to Goings. Goings will get to the 44, and East will burn their final timeout.
Goings, good job. 2 hands on the ball there. Squirting forward 4 or 5 yards.
Second down and 5 for the Lions. They need to get to the 50 for a first. Give is to Goings. Goings will be met in the backfield. He picks up maybe a couple. Looks like they'll have it marked at the 47. And the Lions will run this down as far as they can here on third down.
And I don't think anybody but Goins or Fracassi is going to run the ball.
Clock is down to a minute 40. Fracassi out of the gun. Ronnie Menard in motion. Give is to Ian Goings. And he is going to fight his way across midfield for a first down in what should be a game-clinching first down.
Ian Goings, another run like we saw last week against Western, right? 4th down, we needed a first down. He gets hit. Like you said, Dan, keeps those legs churning, gets that extra yards, gets it over the sticks.
And the Lions are just over a minute away from their first 9-0 regular season since 1996. That 1996 team was the 3rd straight team to win the KVC, and they actually went back-to-back undefeated in 95 and 96. That's some good company to be mentioned with. Again, the 91 team also undefeated in the regular season. Connor Fracassi on the kneel down there. But this team, the 2018 team, will now always be remembered along with those other teams, and that's some big company in this city.
Oh, it sure is. You know, and this, I think, kind of a fitting game, the way both these seasons went for each of these teams, to come down to just a 1-score difference. You can't ask for anything better. I mean, this is high school football. This is why we play them.
Absolutely. That's exactly right, Brian. That's exactly why you play the game. And Connor Fracassi will kneel it one more time. And with 14 seconds left, we'll just take it in here.
On behalf of the South Lyon Cougars, everybody have a safe drive home. But a big hand for both these teams. They really worked hard tonight.
Your final score, Lions 20, the South Lyon East Cougars 15. Stick around. We'll be back for a quick post-game show in a moment. Well, folks, we welcome you to this Week 9 post-game. And congratulations to your 2018 South Lyon Lions. 9-0, a 20-15 victory tonight over crosstown rival South Lyon East. Really quick, I got to tell you, an incredible game, an incredible season. But just really quick, that South Lyon East team is a playoff football team. And I'll be rooting for them on Sunday to get in.
I sure do hope they get in. You know, there was a great game for us to play them tonight. It said it was like a playoff game. They showed us things that other teams haven't. They had very athletic players out there. So it was a great experience. Great game. Yeah. Both sides.
Yeah, they had to overcome the weather. They had to overcome an incredibly tough opponent. And the Lions are able to do that here, winning 20-15 tonight. Paul, your thoughts on the game?
Oh, so many thoughts. What a crazy game, but what a way to end the regular season. What a great crosstown rivalry game. You look at the game and you're like, okay, where did everything turn? Well, senior leadership, I think, on the Lions side, and East came out with a really good game plan, I thought. They ran some plays. I think they saw some things, but adjustments were made. And I was thinking during the game, because of where we're standing here tonight, and we can see across, and we can see that television where they're coaching up the kids. I remember when we were little, we were drawing in the dirt, right? now they got the end zone camera. They come out and they coach up the kids the whole game, and I think that made the difference.
Yeah. No, we saw that the Lions were kind of struggling offensively, and credit the Cougar defense. That is an aggressive, physical defense. They came out, set the tone early, and the Lions were able to make some adjustments. Let's really just be honest. The Cougars had a chance to take this thing into the half at 6-0 or more, and Isaac Noe, we believe, got the block, and then Newman takes it to the house. It changes the whole atmosphere of the half.
It sure does. It turned, going into that locker room with the lead is a whole lot different than, not scoring at all, being shut out in the first half. So, like Paul says, give credit to the coaches. Coaches are part of the team. It is a team win. All the way down from the coaches to the kids that didn't make it into the game that practice against you all week.
Right.
You got to give credit to everybody on the team for the season, and the kids just they faced adversity all year long.
Yeah.
And they did a great job. They answered it.
Yeah. So quickly, we'll move on to our player of the game tonight, and it was pretty easy, wasn't it, Paul?
Yeah, it was Ian Goins, and you talked about throwing haymakers, Dan, and East comes out the beginning of the second half, and they throw a haymaker on that first play. Lions have to answer, otherwise all the momentum, they had the home crowd going. Ian with that big run just to set us up for that touchdown to answer. So I think Ian Goins, and all night long, a workhorse.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I'll tell you what, that's the type of name that might end up, if you hang around your town long enough, Ian Goings might be the type of name you start ringing around with Billy Ray Porter and Mike Watson and McGuire and those guys. And I know that's dating myself, but that's the type of talent we have at the tailback there. Ian with an incredible game. And then our tough guy tonight, this was pretty easy too, although the defense was great all the way around.
It was. A lot of great plays on the defense there across the field. But the one that stood out was Jake Newman. So you had a fumble recovery and then recovered the block punt and went 85 yards. I think he's still huffing and puffing down there after that run. Really turned the game around for the Lions.
Yeah, it did. And I'll tell you what, I've been doing this for a little while, and I don't think I've ever seen a more exciting play go either way, either for the Lions or against them, and to end the half. That's just absolutely incredible. So we'll wrap up Week 9. The Lions finish the complete undefeated regular season. That should lock in a home playoff game. If that doesn't, I'll be writing a letter to somebody myself. Sunday afternoon is when we're going to know. Well, evening. I believe the Fox Sports Detroit show starts at 6 or 7. Check the social media. I will definitely post it when it is. It's either 6 or 7. I got to imagine the Lions will be hosting their first playoff game in quite a while. So I would tell you guys to go ahead and just pencil in 7 o'clock Friday at the Jungle, and the Lions will be taking on someone in a first-round matchup. A great, incredible regular season, and hopefully a little bit of not a little bit. Let's look for a long playoff run.
Yes, I think so. This team is talking to some of the coaches and dads, and these players, this team has taken every week as a business trip. They go out, they do business, they come back. So they don't get overly excited, they don't get overly upset. They just do their job, and tonight they know they've got another game next week, so they may celebrate this for a little bit, but it'll be back to business and getting ready for that first playoff game.
Yeah. Paul, any thoughts on closing here tonight?
No, a 9-0 season. What more can you say? It's been a lot of fun, a lot of close games, right? We haven't really seen too many runaways, but like you said, Brian, it's a team effort. You go 9-0, everybody's pulling their weight, everybody's doing their job every day in practice. HED, hunt every day.
That's right. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us. I want to thank Brian McPhee. I want to thank Paul Zerati and Matt Boyer. Boys, I hope you're ready to do some overtime. So we're going to be, we'll be back as long as we can be. We'll be at the Jungle. Sometimes the Michigan High School Athletic Association has some limited games, but let's hope we're not one of them. But we should, if we're allowed to be there and film it, we'll be there. But either way, we should have a great crowd at the Jungle next Friday. We're looking forward to it. For Brian McPhee, Paul Zerati, Matt Boyer on camera, I'm Dan Pelchat. Remember, folks, it's a great day to be living in America, and we will see you next week for the playoffs, hopefully in the Jungle.